but the prior training had not been recorded. So we will have to offer an additional training from step 1. For those of you who are familiar with eGap, the biggest difference will be the change in the way that the budget is input. Are you going to do a live eGap today? No, we are not doing a live eGap training today. That was done on the 15th, and we will, because you've asked, we'll reschedule for closer to the release date of the RFA for a second training. I'm sorry, Sherry, I'm not sure why I'm going in and out. Let's see if I can up the volume on my, hope that's a little better. So again, basically I wanted to answer any questions. Let me see if I can get into the system and then possibly show you all a couple of things that may be helpful. And let's see if I can get you all from my screen. Okay, can you see my, there we go. Can everybody see the eGap 2.0 home screen? Can? Okay, great. All right, so let me go in and show you. So we have a test grant in, and I'll just show you a little information regarding that. So this is, you select 21st century. And I should only have one in here. Okay. As per usual, it takes forever to get into eGap. That hasn't changed. Sorry. Let me go back out and see if I can. Okay, so as I mentioned, the biggest change for you all is the budget. And this is the wrong application. Let's see. Well, I'm not sure why it's not opening up. Let's see. Well, wait, hold on just a minute, guys. I'm sorry. It's not coming up. I'm sorry, they're trying to find somebody who can pull this up. I don't know what I did wrong. I apologize. My stupidity, it was supposed to be 2023. That's why I couldn't get it up. I apologize. Okay, so let's get to the budget. Okay, so once you're starting your budget, you're going to have your choice of actions. And so you're actually this time in lieu of selecting from or just inputting amounts, you're actually inputting your descriptions with your amounts for 21st century now. Let's see. Let's say we're doing 9130 on here. So you can add your budget line, a budget line item. And so in this case, we're going to do, let's say we're doing employee benefits. And so we're going to put our actual description of what we're doing here. So if it's employee benefits for high school aides, and let's say I have 5 aides at $10 per hour. And we're paying for, I don't know, 11% for retirement, even though I know that we don't pay that, just an example. And let's say that 11% then is $1.10. It's 5 equals 550. So that's my description. And so I can put in 5 at $1.10. Oops. And so my new line item total is $5.50. And so that's added in for the total budget. And so when I create that, there's the explanation, there's the line item amount, and the rest of my budget, the subtotal shows up. So this is the only place that you're putting it now in lieu of putting it on forms 8, 9, 10, and 11. You no longer are using those forms. You're putting it in one time, explaining it once, and it's all going to show up. And this is a list of all the function codes that you're going to be using. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's see. And so any of your, let's do one that wasn't done. This is where she had the extended day. Okay, let's look at this. So Yolanda has selected materials and supplies. I'm going to delete that and add something else in instead. So if you want to make a change, all you're doing is deleting. If you want to keep the same thing and you just want to change an amount, you can select edit. This is YA Elementary School. We're saying salary. So one site coordinator at $30 an hour. And so let's say that site coordinator is working 12 hours a week. And then they're working 30 weeks a year. So I can do 360 per week. Let me do that math, sorry. $10,800, so one person at $10,800 per year. Okay, 10,800. And if I create it, oh, that's perfect. Okay, so it shows up the 10,800. I forgot to put the total over here, so I can edit it and add it back in. Then I'll update it. And there it is. Then when I select show all, it shows me everything that I have in the budget and all of the descriptions that I have. Or if I come back up here, I can select which one I want to see. So let's say I selected or deselect all. Okay. And let's say I selected psychological services. Well, I know I don't have anything in there, so it should show up with nothing in there. What else? 2215, which is professional development that everybody often uses. And so let's say we have ACEA. And I want to say hotel at 200 per night times 4 nights. 800. And so we have $800 is my total. Oh, that was quantity, sorry. One person, 800. And again, it just provides me my information. Let's say I want to see everything again. And there's my whole budget detailed out with all of my explanations. Anybody have any questions? Let's see. Oh, there's a whole bunch in the chat. Sorry. Let's see. Will it automatically calculate benefits based on salary? No, it will not automatically calculate benefits because everyone's benefits are different. So you have to actually put that in. Let's see. Let me go back up and answer these questions. On the intent form, it says to use the current year poverty percentages in eGap. Where can I find the building eligibility section in eGap? So if you are going into eGap, you're going to have to go in under your particular school systems eGap section. And let's see if they'll allow me to do it without my login. Since eGap is public, you should be able to go into any district. And so let's say we say Jefferson County. Mine just continues to default to my section. So hopefully it'll allow me to do it still. Oh, there it is. Okay, so. And they don't have the 21st century. So let's find somebody else. Let's do Tuscaloosa. Can't get it from general information. I guess once you get your login, you should be able to. Let's see if I can do it with my login. Go from there. And when you're in the new eGap 2.0 system, it'll work the same, but because we've not converted all of the everyone into that system yet, then I'm not going to show you how to get it from there. It'll be the same way to get in. Let's see if we do Tuscaloosa. So you're selecting your funding application. And then the building eligibility section is under the consolidated applications. And I apologize that my system is still running slow. Okay, and so here's your building eligibility. And your public income student percentages are listed here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th, 9th column over. And it actually lists a percentage. And that's where you would get your poverty percentage from. Okay, so let me go on to the next question and see if I can answer anybody else's. 21st CCL remaining funds is new. what are we talking about? Geraldine, if you unmute yourself and tell me what you're asking.
On the screen where you selected 21st century, above that was 21st century remaining funds. I think Annette answered that question
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Geraldine, if you're talking.
when she said it will be discussed after the RFA's release.
Okay, let me come back to Geraldine. Yes, it does. Well, in terms of the calculation, Ms. McClaney, Dr. McClaney, you have to put in the actual amounts just like you would in the current system. So you're calculating all of this information in your narrative description. The only thing is, let's say you have 5 employees, you can put in the quantity and just put in the specific amount. So in this case, if I had 5 employees that would be going to the conference, and I can edit it to put the 5. And then it will calculate that part for you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's continue down this list of questions. And as I said, no, it will not automatically calculate benefits because it depends on each district. Okay. Any other questions? Geraldine, are you there yet?
Camille, I answered her question because it's not relative to this RFA.
Anything else that you all want to see? Again, my goal was just to be able to be here to answer questions from the previous session, and we will schedule in April a full training again so that you all can see when this opens up to you so that you'll have a chance to see it. You are not able to start working in 2.0 because the RFA has not been released yet. So if you're working on paper for the time being, if you're using the old forms, the information is still going to be relevant when you put it in. So it's a good idea to, if you want to do it on paper first and then put it in later, that might work for you. Any other questions? Please remember, even though we've delayed the actual release of the RFA, you can put in your letter of intent now. That's not a problem. It's updated on the website and available to you. And that really will allow us to make sure that we have the appropriate number of peer reviewers and grant reviewers so that we can get all of them read as quickly as possible and then be able to announce our grantees for 2023 as soon as possible when this does open up. And if you have any other questions regarding the training that we hosted in February, March, I'd be glad to try and answer any of those questions now as well, since you have me on here.
Hi, Camille, this is Michelle. I do have a question. As far as renewability is concerned, is that for current grantees as well, or it starts with this RFA?
It starts with cohort 16.
Yes.
So even if you are a current grantee and you renew or you receive a grant with cohort 16, then it would become an option for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
14 and 15 do not have renewability.
Thank you.
Yes, Renee, we are going to, as I mentioned, we're going to have an additional training for eGap 2.0 so that those who were not on our initial training on March 15th will have full-fledged training. Our goal today was just to really be able to answer questions for those people who participated in the original training. But again, throughout the grant period, the RFA period, we will be having office hours every week. Sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, because we want to make sure that we are available to answer any questions you may have, even if we're just sitting on the line, listening to each other breathe. We're going to make sure that we're available to you so that you can get all the help and assistance that you need. And we are really looking forward to all of you submitting applications. We know that there's a lot of money out there being used for a variety of purposes, but all of that ARP ESSER money is ending in 2024, and we're still going to be here. So, and Renee, that is okay. I was almost late myself, so. Okay, any other questions? Well, if you don't have any other questions, yes, it is very user-friendly. Ms. Benton, Mr. Benton, I'm not sure who Benton is, but yeah, it's very user-friendly. But if you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to email us and we will get back to you as soon as we possibly can. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. And we look forward to talking to you. And Dr. McLean, if you'll stay on, and I just have to stop our recording and then we'll be good.